Hi guys, Kate here from Cole's Classroom. I am going to do a very brief tutorial for you on changing the color of a backdrop in Lightroom. Of course, as many of you may know, this is also something that you can do in Photoshop. Photoshop is an incredibly powerful tool, and there are things that you can do in Photoshop that you cannot do in Lightroom due to the lack of layers. Versus the layers that you can work with in Photoshop. However, I am totally a Lightroom workflow girl, and if you know Cole, you know that he's a huge proponent of Lightroom as well. And part of that is because, as you can see, I can run through an entire session's worth of photo in Lightroom and not open each thing individually, and just that feature alone and being able to batch edit in Lightroom really takes a lot of time off of my session workflow, which is a huge benefit to my productivity. So I like to stay in Lightroom whenever I can. So I like to throw you guys some tips and tricks here and there for things that you might have thought you would have to do in Photoshop, but that you can actually also do in Lightroom if you know how. So this is going to be one of them. In this photo, as you can see, I have a little girl here doing a sitter session, a milestone session, and the color scheme in this set is this teal color and then this coral color you can see in her headband, in the blanket over here, and in the flowers. So when I was designing this set, I actually didn't have a backdrop that was a coral color that would go with this set and sort of help it to pop and coordinate. So the closest thing I had was this baby pink backdrop that you can see behind her. However, as you can see, although this is a fine photo and you could definitely deliver it this way, it's just not totally matching. And two things are contributing to this. One is that the backdrop isn't coral in real life. It's actually like a baby pink color. But then number two is that on top of it not being coral, it actually is a pink that is pulling more to the blue side of pink. So with the bokeh in the background here, it's actually photographing closer to purple, I'm finding. It's looking in this photo closer to a lavender color. So since it is in the pink family and it's in a related color family, it's actually really easy for me to quickly change the color of it here in Lightroom. So all I'm going to do is grab an adjustment brush here. I already had it open. And I am going to use a tint adjustment brush, but I'm also going to pull the temperature warmer, and that will help pull those blue tones out of it that are making it look too purple. And I'm going to start painting that on so you can see. And as you can see, it's giving me that nice coral pink color that I want. Now, this is actually a little bit much for me. It's a little bit bright, and I don't want it to overwhelm the baby and all the rest of what's going on in the photo either. So I'm going to adjust it in a second after I paint it on, but I'm just painting it on to show you how I got that initial coral color. And it also, as you can see, is on top of her head right now, and it might even be on the baseboard a little bit. I'm not being super careful about it, so I'm going to clean it up for a minute, in a minute, and show you that. So right now it's coral, which I'm much happier with, but it's a bit much. So I'm actually just going to take the saturation down a little bit, and I'm actually going to take the clarity down a little bit too, and enhance that bokeh a little bit in the background. And then I'm actually going to go down here and grab my eraser brush and make that small and just go around and take it off of what it doesn't belong on, which is her hair. I don't want her hair to be coral. That would be strange. And just the edge of my trim right here that's supposed to be white. I don't want that to be too warm or pink. And that looks pretty good to me. So there you go. In just a couple of seconds here, using one adjustment brush, we were able to take the background from purple, as you see it here. This is not the same photo, but from the same session, to coral, as you see here. And I did it in this photo too, as you can see, where she's quite appalled with me for taking her picture. So hopefully that helps you. This is not going to work if you're trying to make like a green backdrop red or like a black backdrop pink or something crazy like that, then you would need to take it into Photoshop in order to replace the backdrop. But if you are shooting a session where you have a backdrop that's close, but it's just not quite the right tone or right shade of the color that you're looking for, this is a really easy way to adjust that in Lightroom in a couple of seconds without having to actually take the photo into Photoshop. So I hope this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. Bye.